Hello, everyone. Jackie Edwards here again on another hot and sunny Monday morning. So, last week I finished up talking about um, how we can really use our minds to like control how we feel, what results, what actions we get. It's all coming from the thoughts that we have that lead to our feelings and all the powerfulness of that. And I promised I would tell a story this week about just the most amazing, crazy thing that happened to me, kind of basically using the power of my mind to, like it says in the title, to become whatever I want. So it's like I almost put this to the test in like a really crazy, extreme way. So I think I've talked about this before, but last year I decided that I was going to be a rock star. I decided that I was tired of like dieting and telling myself I was fat and horrible and introverted and lazy and like all the bad things. So I was like, you know what? I am awesome. I am just going to be a fucking rock star. And that's it. Like, that's what I am. And like, it really helped me come out of my shell. Like, I was able to start going a bit more crazy at my hair. I stopped wearing just like hoodies and like yoga pants. And I started like basically taking more care of myself and my appearance. And like, it was, yeah, it was a big change. So that was kind of like late last year. And that's when I started calling myself a rock star. So basically, I used like the power of my brain. And I was just like, I'm just going to tell myself I'm a rock star. I'm going to say I'm a rock star. I'm going to think I'm a rock star. And to me, like, rock star means like, I'm awesome, basically. It's just another way of saying like, I'm fabulous, I'm wonderful, I'm awesome. Like, and just really feeling that belief in myself. And it wasn't kind of like a fake it till you make it thing. It was just like a really, like an acknowledgement of, you know what? I am worthy. I am enough. I am awesome. And like me saying I was a rock star was kind of like my way of like saying that. And of course, when I first kind of said it, it was like, oh, a bit funny and it felt a bit weird and like it didn't completely resonate. But like the more, but I could feel it in there somewhere. But the more I could say it, the more I could feel it. And the more I could kind of like see it coming out in my day to day life. And now, like, you don't have to have like crazy colored hair and flashy clothes to like be awesome. But for me, like, that's how things progress. So it was like almost like my outside matching my inside. Like, I always had so much like fun and color and ideas all in my head. And like I always kind of like hid it and tried to hold myself back so that I could just like be normal and fit in and, not be too big and too crazy. So instead of like holding myself back, I decided, fuck it, I'm a rock star. I am not going to hide anymore. I am not going to wait till I'm thin. I'm not going to wait till I'm better until I have, more money, more whatever. I'm just going to be me now. And I'm not going to worry about what other people think. They might not agree that I'm a rock star. They might think I'm crazy. They might think whatever. This is just who I am and who I'm going to be. And it's enough and it's perfect. So I built on that and I built on that. And, again, I've talked about this before. Like, I would go on holiday and it was just crazy. Like, oh, so this is one of my fun little, like, I don't even know what they're called, the caftan. There we go. That I generally wear on holiday because it's so hot right now. It's easy to just wear these here. Um, but like I would go out and just be walking around the resort on holiday and people would come up to me and just like compliment me on all kinds of crazy things. Now, I've had these caftans for quite a while, so it's not like this was something new I was wearing or just because I look like a little bit different with my fun hair. It was just like the whole different vibe coming off of me that people could feel. So I was really starting to like live that rock star vibe. Because who else? Like, it's not very common. Or at least I never had it before, where I would just be walking around and random strangers would come up to me and compliment me. Like, even my husband was like, what is going on? Who does this? How does this happen? I'm like, oh, it's because I'm a rock star. Like, this is what happens to rock stars. And anyways, it takes practice. It took thought. Like, I had to keep the thoughts going. And of course it goes wrong sometimes. And I'm like, oh, I suck. Oh, I'm fat. Oh, it's all crappy. And Like, I can get into that kind of negative spiral once in a while. But then I can remember, no, wait, I'm a rock star. Wait, it's all about, like, my energy. And I really feel like I'm awesome. And I really am enough, no matter what my size is, no matter what I'm wearing today. I mean, some days I can be out, like, shoveling shit in the alpaca fields, and I am still a fucking rock star and awesome. And it all, like, really happened the other weekend when I was in Denver. And this is a story I wanted to tell you, and I said I would tell you from Friday. So I got to Denver, and now I've always told myself I'm an introvert, right? So, like, I go to lots of conferences. I love learning. So I love going to conferences and taking training courses and stuff. And of course, with COVID, I haven't been to a live one in ages and ages and ages. But I always hated, like, the live, kind of like conferences where you, it was all about, especially for, like, entrepreneurs. So I created, like, an online business, and I was really into entrepreneurship. I still am, but anyways, so it was all about, like, networking and, like, meeting people and all that stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this is, like, my worst nightmare. Like, I hate networking, hate having to make small talk with people I don't know. Like, it just makes me all so nervous. But I got there, and I'm like, you know what? You're not an introvert anymore, Jackie. You are a fucking rock star, and you can do this. And so I got myself ready, even though I'd just flown in, and I was like, you're going to go there, and you're going to get there early before the doors open so that you can mingle and talk to people, because you are not an introvert. You are a fucking rock star. So I go down to the conference area, and I get off the elevator, and I walk into, like, the lobby outside the conference room, and these women started screaming. They're like, oh my God, Jackie Edwards. And I was like, oh, what's happening? And they came running over to me, and I was like, what is this? And they were just so excited, and they were just so loud and bubbly, and they were, like, taking selfies with me, and I was like, oh my God, what is happening? What is happening? Like, where am I? What planet is this? Like, this can't be real. And then I was like, no, Jackie, this is the rock star experience. Like, you are a fucking rock star, and that's what's happening. And it was crazy. And so, like, they were like, oh, we're so excited. Like, we didn't know if it was you or not. So they were also from the UK. So we were in Denver. We were the only people from the UK. So they had kind of, like, mentioned when they registered, they were like, oh, we've come the farthest. And they're like, oh, no, there's one other person from the UK. And then when they heard my name, like, it's all of the most random coincidences. But that's how things work when, like, your mind and, like, the energy of the universe and stuff is at work. It's fucking crazy. So they actually were in one of the same kind of, like, property investing circles, real estate circles that I was in. Like, we had never actually met each other or, like, really done anything together, but, like, we kind of knew who each other were. So they were so excited to see me there, and it was just like the true rock star experience. And I was just like, oh my God, it's like 8:30 in the morning after, like, a full day of flight and travel yesterday. I'm, like, jet lagged. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a rock star. Like, these people are all over me. And so then they, like, we had a little chat, and then they moved on to do something else. And then all these other women kept coming up to me and being like, oh my God, Jackie, we're so excited to meet you. The other girls were telling us so much about you. So, like, it wasn't even just them. It was, like, all the other people. And I was like, this is so crazy. Like, this has never happened to me in my entire life. And, like, I used to, I've written a couple of books. I used to do quite a few speaking events, but I was never greeted like a proper rock star like that, where it was just absolutely crazy. And it was terrifying, yet amazing at the same time. But honestly, it just goes to show the power of how your thoughts can become things and change who you become. Because if I had never thought I'm a rock star, last year, this would have never happened. Even though those ladies still would have kind of known who I was, because they've known who I was, and, like, for a lot of years. But this has never happened before, and lots of people knew who I was for lots of years. And it all, like, conspired to bring it together at this one place, in this one event. And it also kind of went to show me, like, what the duality is. Because you can always be like, I want to be a rock star. And you think of all the awesome things, like all the feel-good, great things. But for me, that's one of the scary things of being a rock star. It's kind of on the other side of, like, just all these people wanting your attention and your energy and being in your space. And for me, that was always a really scary thought. 'Cause I'm like, again, I kept telling myself I'm an introvert. You need to be, I need my energy, I need my space. And I was always really afraid of like, well, if you're famous or if you're really popular, if you're really a rock star, then like people will always be there taking from you. And so this was my chance to kind of like hold that duality of like, oh my God, this is awesome. I'm a rock star. Look at, I just feel so good. And look at, I can handle the attention as well. And yes, these people are here, but they're awesome. I'm awesome. We're all so fucking awesome together. Of course, I love them. I felt so connected. I felt so wonderful with these other, just, yeah, it was a beautiful experience. And it kind of showed me that, like, I can hold both sides of it. And then all throughout the weekend, like, I could hang out, I could be with people, I could do all the things and still feel good afterwards. So I could have kind of both the introvert and the extrovert energy. I could be the rock star and still have time to like go and relax. And it just showed me all the things that are possible with my thoughts. And so amazing, so powerful. So no matter what you want to be, whether you want to be a rock star, maybe you just want to, start small, be something else, work your way up. Anything is possible when you start to really think it. And it's not, again, just thinking it and like faking it till you make it. It's like thinking something that you really believe and you can really start to feel. Because it's once your thoughts and like your feelings can really connect on something, that's when things begin to change. So if you just think it but don't believe this is ever possible, like you're just like your body, you don't get, it's just such a powerful feeling and it can be in different places. But if you don't get that feeling, like that's not how you kind of manifest awesomeness. You have to have both. So it can take some time to kind of like figure out what thought you can really get behind and what thought really like lights you up personally, because we're all going to have different things that, yeah, can fucking change our lives and make us really like the leaders of, I don't know, all the things of whatever we really believe in. We can change the fucking world with that energy. So hopefully you enjoyed that story of me becoming a rock star just by using the power of my mind and see the possibilities that are out there, because they are fucking endless. Like if I can become a rock star, anything is possible. So let's go and see what kind of magic we can make in the world. All right, I'm going to leave you with that, and I will see you again tomorrow.